because it's striking that it's happening right in the middle of the peace negotiation, and includes killing the Iranian chief negotiator in the peace negotiation, right? So that's one possible motivation. But if you're right that it's done for genuine national security reasons, the question...
So this is where subtle factual interpretations can be so misleading. So what they're saying here is that Netanyahu has killed the chief negotiator in the negotiations, but they're also saying at the same time, yeah, that may seem bad, but let's take it for face value as it is. It's a national security threat. Are you kidding? Of course it's to sabotage the peace negotiations. That is unbelievable.
The question that people will ask is, but Netanyahu, you've been saying for 20 years you've wanted to do this. You've been saying for 20 years this is an existential threat. Now,
Netanyahu's been saying it for 33 years. That's an important difference. 20 years would imply that it's a post 9/11 security issue that Netanyahu's got a bit paranoid about. No, his first statement about nuclear weapons, the threat of nuclear weapons in the Middle East, was in 1992, and he said them repeatedly, constantly warning that Iran or Iraq is just a few months away from nuclear capacity. He's been saying that for 33 years, not 20 years. It's important. These kind of subtle distinctions are ways that mainstream analysts make the completely unacceptable acceptable.
Oh, actually, and that this will be the great historical question. If Iran now ends up with a nuclear weapon, to what extent will Netanyahu carry the blame for that from future historians, and how will one get to the bottom of that question?
Yeah, one of the things...
Well, yeah, historians might ask that, if there are historians still to come. But they might also ask not just whether Netanyahu was responsible for that security environment, but whether Alistair Campbell on this podcast was also responsible for that because of what he did in Iraq, thereby making the idea of having a nuclear weapon the only, or at least a much more legitimate seeming strategy for so-called rogue states of the time.